Happy Chainsaw Man Day! We are back yet again. Welcome in, Ghost Tab. Welcome in, Desto. Yeah, I actually just saw your message over in the Discord that the volume cover is now out, and I'm looking at it right now. I just got one question. I just got one question. Why? Like I'm a little confused as to why she is the album cover, the volume cover here. Like I'm a little confused. Like why her though? Like what? No, not Kagurabachi. If you want Kagurabachi, a video of Kagurabachi just got uploaded onto my YouTube page. So after the stream, you can go over there and watch that. Yup. But no, like the art. I mean, think about it. It looks nice. Is there something I'm missing out of this exactly when it comes to this cover? Because I'm looking at it. Again, it's just the question came to me immediately when I looked at it is why? Just why? That's all I got. That's all I got. But we're gonna see my reaction for Chainsaw Man Chapter 184. So let's get into this. Without further ado, go to the Shonen Jump app. You already know what it is. You know, it's freaking free. Download it. Go ahead and read it with us. If you already read it, please refrain from saying anything because this is a live reaction. This is my first time looking at it, so I don't know. All right, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into this live reaction now. Okay. It was one chapter that's covered in that volume. Not sure why she thought. That's what I'm saying. Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. I'm asking why, because if I'm not mistaken, she's done nothing. She's legitimately done nothing. She doesn't deserve to be on the goddamn cover page. It's like it seems like Fujimoto decided she deserves to be on here. I just want to draw Fumiko. It's like this one has like one of the, well, no, but see, I think Yoshida, when Yoshida's cover came up, I believe Yoshida was in a few chapters at least, and when it comes to his volume, like this one, she's like I said, one chapter. Like what we doing here? You know, he has done more than Fumiko so far. Exactly. Fumiko trash. I've been saying everybody been big up in her, and I don't know why we're big up in her. She's no good. She's no good. We gotta like clear this out. We gotta stop hyping suckers up off of bits off of one chapter. We need to better than this. We need to do better than this. All right. And when you fall, okay, all right, okay. See what I'm saying? Well, there it is. At least there's something. At least there's something. Okay. That's I'm pretty sure there was something that happened in there. I wasn't sure. I just know there was more there than what we got with Fumiko. Fumiko has literally done nothing. All right. Fumi's brother has shown more than Fumiko. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know about that one. All right. For the soul hybrid, yeah. Okay. See, I'm jumping the gun. I got a little too emotional. All right, I'm calm down. All I know is Fumiko is not it, and she can go away at any point in time. But predictions for this chapter, I'm hoping that we see some story progression for the most part, and also maybe I don't know, maybe they can find a way to get out because apparently Denji said he had a plan, so I want to know what exactly this plan is. We talked about it before. There's multiple things that they can do, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad cover or anything. It's like art style wise, I do like it, but like. I don't like Fumiko. I don't want to see her on my goddamn freaking manga volume. She can go kick rocks. You fall, I care. You know what I mean? Come on. I was saying has done more for Chainsaw Man. Okay, go Stab. You losing your goddamn mind over there. What the heck? He's back on the wall. Okay, so we were making those jokes, right? About that guy in the background where he's, you know, watching Asa and Denji kind of do their thing and all that stuff. Apparently, he wasn't. This dude apparently just holding onto a tree and losing his goddamn mind. He was not at all enthralled with the action that was right next to him. He's over there saying the entire time. A disappointment yet again. This guy is all right. I'm sorry. All right, my freaking eye. I got some in my eye right now. Chainsaw Man Chapter 184. Run, Denji, run. Okay. What? No. Okay, hold on a minute. Just based off of this title. What? Because these titles are the titles at this point are like super on the nose. I'm noticing. Just like last chapter, like super on the nose. Well, like, what's going on here? So I'm assuming, but is the plan for Denji here, is he just going to run? I hope that's not the case here. Is this really what he's thinking about? No, I see motion lines, actually. Is he running right now? Yeah, he's freaking running. Okay. He's been running laps around the lake ever since he said he had a plan. Any idea why? And, yeah, Asa and you're just sitting there like, I don't understand what this man's trying to do. I don't know why he's just running around like in a goddamn circle, but all right. Cardio, man. Hey, man, look. Sometimes you gotta outrun your demons. And right now, he's trying to outrun this devil. Okay, that's what he's doing here. It might be a Forrest Gump reference, you know? Run, Forrest, run. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? Look, that's what's probably going on right now. Okay. I think you don't care. First, really thought Baron would be on the cover, but that wouldn't be much better. Not really, but actually, weirdly enough, no, I'd rather him because Fumiko trash. All right, I mean Baron's trash too, but Baron at least he moved the plot. All right, Fumiko was just there, like you know what I mean. Like she's done literally nothing. I don't understand. She don't deserve to be on the cover. I digress. Leg day power. Is cardio leg day? Is it though? He's probably the same as that man. He's fleeing from reality by running around the lake. I don't think that's the case here. Okay. Alrighty then. We see the agent devil pop out from a goddamn tree on that guy's face. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, the guy's face is kind of hilarious. I mean, it's sad because he's in a tree, but still, it's kind of funny though. All right. The reality of your situation not to have sunk in by now. I'll give you a chance. Do as I say, and I'll save you. And he ain't listen. He's just like just running. He just running. All right. Your heart could be connected to the Chainsaw Man in the real world. I want you to convince him to eat me. Oh, really? Now, interesting. Okay, so he's still trying to do the plan of being eaten by this goddamn devil, but again. Buchita don't want to do that. Buchita just want blood, you know? And he out here doing a blood drive. He's not trying to be an evil villain, all right? And he don't want to eat you. Pause, man. Pause. Think about what you're asking, sir. He is a genius. How so? What's with that? Do you get out of it? Many children are to be slaughtered as I'm eaten. That's it. All you need to do is sacrifice the lives of children. And you'll be saved. Oh, so okay, so again, you're trying to get this man to just destroy, to kill all these. Like, what? What? See, think he ain't that kind of guy. At least I don't think so. And the fact that you even like said your entire plan was kind of surprising. How is that enticing to make people like, oh, hey, thanks for that. You know, I will. I mean, who's gonna do that? What? I don't know about that. Can we even trust this dude? I mean, he doesn't seem to be necessarily like a bad devil in a way, in the sense of like he's not trying to do bad deeds. That's not really, you know, he's called through contracts, right? There isn't a moral compass there, right? That's what I'm trying to say here. So I don't know. What are we doing here? He's still running though. You're one evil devil. Chainsaw Man's a superhero, dude. Has it occurred to you that maybe Buchita didn't eat you because he isn't willing to kill kids to save himself? Exactly. Because Denji knows. All right? Denji knows that there is no chance that Buchita is going to be doing that. All right? Nah. You know, talks about morals like nothing. Same for Makima and Bat Devil. Yeah, they don't care about morals. Like, what morals? What is that? Get out of my face with that. God, I don't care about your rules. God. Devil is the norm for that. Remember how Coley devils talk? Yeah, that is true. That's just how devils are. But that's why Buchita different. All right? Buchita built different. All right? Give that man some freaking love. You seem awfully optimistic again. Problem? Not really. I'm simply surprised you moved on this quickly. Didn't you just find out your family member died? If you've already bounced back, you can't have loved her very much. That's pretty cold for you to say, but at the same time, I mean, look. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta live the life to the fullest. Do not allow yourself to be into this despair state. Despair does not fix things. Action will. And an action will allow you to be able to move forward in your life. Tatakaye. All right, let's go, baby. I mean, he's not the worst. He's honestly, Aaron's like the worst person to say move on, keep fighting on. Like, he's terrible, actually. So I shouldn't have said that, but it is what it is, all right? You wouldn't know crap about our relationship. But you know what? At some point, I find family again somewhere. And if they die too, I'll find another new family. Tough luck, bad guys. I can make a perpetual motion machine. Interesting, really. Interesting. Huh. Okay, Denji. I got some words on this one. This also reminds me of something. He said this before, if I'm not mistaken, right? I feel like he said this before, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to do something with my heart, then give me a family again, got it? I thought the human chainsaw man would listen to reason, but he's even more stupid. He's a dumb sucker, guy. It'd be like that. Look, no, he ain't stupid, though. Look, I guess he comes to the conclusion, right, that this he's kind of immortal. You know, he can't really die like that. So, like, therefore, there's going to be a lot of people that die around him. So, it's interesting that I guess he got to this point in thought process now. Because, like, given how his life has been, no one sticks around like that. So, I guess... But, I mean, that makes it... I mean, the way he's thinking is good. Is good in the sense that he can at least still be happy, even though things are always dire in that situation. Like, this is a come up from him. For him to actually have this level of thinking is actually quite interesting. For him to come to this conclusion that at the end of the day, I can still make more family members. Like, this is not the only family I will be having throughout my lifetime. So there's always going to be something more. And that's not a bad thing to actually have and have that kind of like thought process. But at the same time, like, I guess it does bring the question of how much do you actually then care about the people that are around you in that sense? Because, I mean, hopefully you're not actually just literally letting go of that. Like, these questions kind of come in and it really makes you wonder just how Denji's truly feeling about the entire situation, I will say. And yeah, I think he said that before during the Perpetual Motion Machine. I think he said that before he was fighting against the Eternity Devil, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think so. I believe, because like when he first got in there, when the Kobeni was all that, and he jumped in there, he just kept fighting them, and then was drinking the blood. I think it was, yeah, he said it Eternity, yeah, he said it Eternity Devil. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he said this before. It sounds very familiar. I'm not a big fan of this mindset for Denji. That's why I'm like, it's interesting. I mean, I get why he would go to that point with his mind state, but at the same time, it makes you wonder, just like on the level of care that he has for others. How much does he truly care? I mean, this is very... Because you gotta think about it, too. Again, Denji does have a heart. We do know this. And he does have emotions, as we just seen. But we also have seen at times, too, that he doesn't harbor or hold the emotions in the same way as regular humans do. Right? Like, there are moments where people have died around him, but he's felt like not much of anything. Right? You know what I mean? Like, he's done this in the early stages of Chainsaw Man. So, I wonder if he's being able to, like, I guess, hone in on that type of feeling to be able to get to the point where he's at right now. Like I said, this is a very interesting, like, thought process and just what's going on with him in general. I feel like this thought process could be dangerous and lead him to losing humanity. Yes. 100%. That's what I'm saying, like, because this is what a devil would technically do, or how they would view things. And maybe he is going down that line, not even realizing that's ultimately what's happening here. And he's right, he basically started another family after his dad, as Bushido, at the Aki Power. Exactly, he did, though. Which, again, it's not a bad thing to, like, have that thought process and, like, feel that way, per se. But at the same time, it's like Deso's saying, there's a dangerous line that can go wrong here. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm curious about this. I guess the feeling I have, at least at this current time, is the fact that we at least get to see not only like Denji's smiling. He seems better, and it's good to see him at least try to have hope and some form of determination, as opposed to wallowing in pain and in fear and uncertainty, right? So it's good to see that like aspect, at least from this, do something good for him. I will say. These words in chapter 183, as long as there's food and girls, I'll be happy. I mean, he did say that. He did say, which is also kind of funny because I was saying from that last chapter, like hopefully no one like misunderstands that, because like as you see in here, he's also talking about just creating another family. Like he knows, or what he knows in some ways what he wants in his life, and he wants some of the things that he lost back into his life, and whether or not it will come and go, I don't think it matters at this point now for him, as long as he's able to get that same feeling back, right? So I don't know, it's interesting. There are girls that I mean that's true. Okay, I'm gonna see that especially. Okay, I was gonna make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. If you want to do something with my heart, okay, I already said this. All right. Tell me, what exactly do you plan to do? Surely you don't think you can run your way out of here. Okay, he stops. He's thinking. He's breathing. You're the stupid one, stupid. My escape plan's already in motion. What's he talking about? How's already in motion? He literally was running the entire time. Like, are you gonna like annoy this devil so much that he's gonna like kick you out or something? Like, I'm actually very confused. That's the end of the chapter. I'm very confused on what this plan is from Denji. Because like I mean, in a sense, maybe because like if you look at it from the Eternity Devil perspective, right? And he said this whole motion, mechanic thing that he's doing. That's what he did with the Eternity Devil to then get out. But the Eternity Devil didn't want to freaking go into a motion of just literal freaking pain and death for eternity. He didn't want that, so that's why he kicked him out of the ability to begin with, right? So that's what happened here. With this, like, Agent Devil's not taking any damage, like at all. So unless there's something I'm missing in this chapter, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here exactly. I'm very confused on that. Interesting. So then you guys has Buchita dog DNA. He is a survivalist. He'll just go to the next person. I want to say is I mean Buchita, yes, is shaped indeed like a dog. Like he is shaped like a dog. But at the same time, I don't know if that's like actual dog DNA. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's see. So I got 3 theories. First, Denji is running till he throws up. Second, Denji is tired and hurting his body to trigger Aging Devil healing, which would affect Puchita indirectly. Wait, what? Interesting. Puchita ate a bug devil? Ate a bug devil? Granted, the third one seems very unlikely because Puchita's still on the ground. Puchita's still on the ground right now. He's still asking for blood. He hasn't gotten out of his no leg state. So I don't think that third one's not very unlikely. But we don't know what he's doing necessarily, though we did see him last chapter, and he still is on the ground, which what confirmed to us that this sucker is actually they're two separate beings at the moment. So I don't know. I don't know. Hot take. This chapter was kind of nothing. Oh, that's not a hot take. That's not a hot take. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is kind of what happens with freaking Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man, as we talked about many times before, it's just not a manga that you should read. It's not a manga you should read weekly, because there's just chapters like this where literally nothing happens. Basically, we get a little insight on what like Denji's thinking, right? But like, if you really look at this chapter as a whole, nothing really happened. And then we have to now wait for whatever this plan is that he has, and that's if we even get you even get to see it, right? Because like this, I'll be honest. This is another one of these chapters where there's a lot of talking, but a lot of that could have been condensed. This could have been condensed. It's only 15 pages, mind you, by the way. So it's also lesser than other weekly manga chapters, if you think about it. Like Oda will give us about 19, 20 pages. Like, you know what I mean? You'll get more out of that, and he'll be talking more. So not only could have added more pages to this, but he could have also sped up this whole entire position of what he's trying to do, and to just give us the plan this chapter, as opposed to then waiting next week if we get that. Because he has a tendency for some reason to always stretch things out when we don't really need to stretch certain elements out. This is not one of those times. So I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of mid. I'll be honest with you. You know what devil to throw up, which is also true. Vegeta does know that much. I will say that. Chapter was the execution of the previous chapter. Denji gives his never give up speech. Also, it started a strategy. Yeah, I know, but it's not like you couldn't added more to this. Is all I'm saying. This chapter's like this. This will be 2 minutes in the anime. Yeah, actually, yeah. Like the way this is, you can animate this within only like 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll be done. Like it's not. I won't say like it's a full nothing chapter, because like I said, there is things here, but it's like this is nowhere near enough to give us more. We could have easily given us more content. That's all I'm saying. All right. In chapter Centipede, in chapter 171, Denji throws up the Centipede Devil in the mirror world. What do bugs eat? Snow, exactly. Also, trees. Interesting. I mean, granted, that's what I'm wondering. Does Denji have actual connection with Pochita? Because couldn't Pochita just make him throw up? I like to think so, because given that he already threw up before, it's like a trigger, I guess. But I guess he's trying to make it. I see where he's trying to throw up. But maybe there's an easier way to doing this than just to run around in a circle. You could just eat like dirt or eat something that can upset his stomach to make him throw up, if that's the case, right? But at the same time, he is the same dude that was out here eating literal poop. So I don't know, actually. You know what? Never mind. Maybe the exercise will do more damage than him actually eating something. Because like dirt probably ain't gonna do nothing with the amount of food the amount of items that he's eating throughout this goddamn freaking manga. Yeah, never mind. Which one should just commit to being bi-weekly? I agree. He's already been doing. Actually, question: are we getting a chapter next week? It's Centipede Devil from Division 5 and Chapter 170. I don't think he knows that. That is also true. But I mean, he has the idea to at least throw up is a thing here. So maybe he's just thinking like there might be some other thing that could actually pop out to allow him to actually access an ability to therefore get out of the situation. So I mean that could be the idea that he's doing here. And I guess he's saying, oh, it's about that time. That's why he's about like next chapter he should throw up then, if that's the case. If going off what Ghost Have is saying, what Ghost Have is saying should come true next chapter. So I'm actually going to stick to your theory, because there's a high chance that might be the case here. I think he's going to contaminate the mirror world devils, so the aging devil throws them out. It depends. Because it depends on how much Aging Devil even cares about this particular world. Like, we don't really know what is going through the mind of the Aging Devil and how he feels about certain situations. So that's another thing we have to kind of see. We're making an assumption that he'll get annoyed enough to just get them out of there, but I don't know. That might not be enough. All right. Okay. So it should be next chapter. Is that next week? We're on the 19th right now. So yeah, that's next week. Okay. So it's coming out next week. As far as I know, yeah, we're getting one. Okay, bet. These plans have always been extremely simple and smart. Yeah. Don't try to overthink it. Obviously, I wasn't even trying to overthink. I just didn't know what he was trying to do necessarily. But I guess at the end of the day, yeah, I guess he is just trying to throw up. I just felt like there could have been maybe another method or a better method to try to make that happen at the same time. But I mean, we did overthink it a little bit last chapter. We're all talking about how he's gonna like open up his stomach and everything. I'm glad he didn't do any of that, because that would be kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad we didn't do that. But no, like I said, there's not really much to talk about this chapter. This is what I mean. Like there's chapters like this where it's like, man, I want to react, but like I'm not reacting to much. Unfortunately. Makes you throw up. As a former street rat, he would know. Yeah, that is true. Get 1 week, then probably be a break for the week after. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's been actually consistent. It's weird that he gets consistent like this, and then he'll take those breaks all of a sudden. So, like I said, we'll see how it goes. But I guess we'll just wait and see. High chance he's throwing up next chapter. What devil he throws up, we don't know exactly, because it could be anything, technically speaking, right? So we'll see what devil does pop out of his body, and if that's going to be of any help to him at the end of the day when it comes to getting out of the aging devil's world, because this is a very powerful ability. It's kind of weird that Yoru and Asa literally are doing nothing, but I mean, I guess they're believing in the plan of Denji. They're allowing Denji to do the plan, right? Yeah. Next week is Thanksgiving. Fujimoto's gonna cook some fears. I don't even want to do that to myself. The one thing I've learned about Fujimoto and Chainsaw Man, I try not to hype it, because sometimes you get chapters like this, sometimes you'll get straight up bangers, right? But the way he writes and how slow he writes at times, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, we're gonna get that, because I'm hoping this is gonna be a better chapter next week, but we'll see. Because for all we know, it might be one of the situations where he might just throw up, and that could be like half the chapter just by itself of him struggling to get that devil out of his body or something. Like, I wouldn't be surprised it'd be something like that, right? And then Asa and Yoru got things to talk about. Like, what the heck's he doing? What is this? You know what I mean? Like, I can see him stretching this a little bit longer than what we have. So, like I said, I don't want to hype it up too much, but I was expecting this chapter to have a bit more. But as you see, we didn't. So, yeah. So, I know there's a leak that a copyright claim for something called Chainsaw Man 2 was filed. Oh, really? Is it? Well, I mean, could that be for the manga's sake, or is that for like just like the season 2 of Chainsaw Man? Which, by the way, apparently that information that I ran into, which is weird, because there's multiple sources that was confirming that this was true, that Chainsaw Man 2 was confirmed to have a season 2, but like the community notes now popped up all of a sudden on X and was telling me otherwise, that was not actually true. So even though, like I said, there's like 4 different, like, that's the only reason I said anything, because like there's like 4 different posts. One of the posts was from somebody I've seen that was pretty reputable, so it's kind of weird that all of a sudden that's not the case. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Recently we was getting a panel okay, nice. I think we're getting the movie and then the season 2 not long after. I like to think so. I don't like, there is, I won't say there's like no hype at all for Chainsaw Man, but I want to make sure, like, with shows in general, this is something they got to start doing a little bit better on, is actually releasing the shows at a more timely manner. Because what was it? I think it was JJK. It took like a whole year before we even got to the next season, and it's like, bro, like by that time, no one's really gonna be talking about it, and it's really gonna be bad for JJK now, seeing as people don't like how it ended. So you know, there's fans that already dropped off from it. So therefore, are they really gonna watch this next season? So it's better to get it out sooner rather than later. So I'm just saying. For shout out of Yoru, Bushido throwing up nuclear is gonna happen next chapter. Like I said, that's why I said it can be any devil. It doesn't necessarily have to be the bug, like a centipede devil or anything like that. It can be literally any devil that Bushido has eaten over the years, right? So that could be the swerve that we're getting out of this. Now we don't even realize it could literally be the nuclear war devil, and that would bump up Yoru's strength exponentially to be able to potentially get out of the situation. So you never know. Been 11 months since the movie got announced. That's what I'm saying. You see how long it's been? Remember when ALT had 5 years between seasons? Yeah, that was terrible. And that quite literally took, like, it almost killed the entirety of the hype. People still enjoyed season 2, but then there was like another, what? I think it was like 5 years. No, it was 3 years. It was a 3-year time difference with that, right? But the whole point is, it took a long time for it to have another season. And when that came back, people weren't looking for it like that. Not to say that people weren't still watching it, because as you see, like, ALT is just ALT. Like, it'll still break the internet. But like, there's a lot of people that fell off of it, and there's also like a fan base that was there that kind of forgot about how the story was. Like, my older brother was watching the show with us, and he just kind of forgot everything because it's been so long. So we had to kind of do like a refresher, because it took so long for the next season to come out. So yeah, it's a struggle. He didn't really get the hype back until season 3 with the basement reveal. So, yeah, but then did it not also take a break at that time too? because that's when the transition happened between that and also Mappa taking it over, and it took a minute for that to come back. So like I said, the whole point is like AOT should have been done like years ago, but we stretched this crap out so much. The hype was just gone, man. It's weird how you fumble the bag like that, because like AOT was like one of those transcending animes that could have actually been something more, but decided not to. But that's needless to say, this is what I'm saying about Chainsaw Man. I don't want Chainsaw Man to be in that same bracket of a anime that takes a year, 2 years, 3 years for another season to come out. There's no reason to hold off on getting the stuff out, especially considering that you got more than enough content to get the stuff out of there. You know what I mean? Like it's time. You know, close, and then there was another like 2-year break of 4. Yeah, it was, yeah. In season 4, it took like 5 to finish. Yeah, it took like part 4 was freaking split 5. Like it was like I said, the milking was so ridiculous, man. And then he got 2 movies. It's like, come on now. All right. But I digress. I digress. Can't wait to see also anime in 2030. If that, we'll see. Because it depends on the popularity of Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is popular and it still has some form of popularity, but you gotta remember, there's a lot of people that fell off of this manga. There has been a lot of people that fell off of this manga, so I do wonder how much love this series is actually going to get. Now, Look Back maybe has probably brought some fans potentially back to Fujimoto's side of things. It depends. It's hard to say. Like, the Rize movie is going to be a good indicator to see how popular Chainsaw Man is right now, and if people want to see a season 2, like for real. So that will be the thing that will make or break the series, I feel like, honestly, and whether or not we'll get a season 3 out of Chainsaw Man. So we'll see. It's hard for me to say because the fan base has been really weird, but at the same time, there are people that love to read things and just hate on it. You got to remember that. That's always a thing. You get people hype again, but it depends on how they release it worldwide. That's also true too. They can fumble the ball on that. I really hope not. They should just bring it to everybody and call it a day. Don't freaking sit there and be like, oh, and it's gonna be only a Japanese release. We're not gonna put it nowhere else. Like, don't hurt what you could potentially have, because there's gonna be people that are gonna want to see this. I'm one of those people. Hi, hello, all right. Let me have that. Let me have that. But all right, I gotta ask, since you talked about this for a little bit now, like I said, there's not a lot to talk about this chapter. Like I said, the only theory we have, and I'm gonna go with what Ghost Tab was saying, and that is ultimately some devil's gonna get puked out next chapter, and I don't know if we're gonna get any more than that. Maybe because the volume cover came out with Fumiko, maybe Fumiko might showcase something. Maybe there's something that she might start doing. I'm just gonna put it out there. Hopefully, I don't know. Like the fact that she's on the cover all of a sudden and she's literally done nothing. I think it's time for her to do something. So maybe to get us to like remember her. Like, oh, Fumiko's a character. So maybe next chapter we might see her potentially. Who knows? But I'm throwing it out there. That's our random prediction for next chapter. Okay. He's saying part 2 might not get adapted if anime is poor financial. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, Lloyd, you're absolutely right about that. It's not. So here's the thing. Chainsaw Man, I believe Chainsaw Man didn't do bad as an anime. It just didn't project as what they were looking for, right? They were thinking Chainsaw Man was going to be like the next DBZ, AOT, Demon Slayer. They were thinking that this show was going to hit that type of mark, which is why they put so much money into this. It had an ending for every episode. You know what I mean? They put a lot of bank on this and thinking that this was going to be the thing, not realizing season 1 is not the season to do that. You should have not done that for season 1. Season 1, it's too divisive of what you're getting out of a story for people to really gravitate towards it and then to stick with it. I have to admit that, right? It's the later stuff. Like Rize's arc is going to be the arc that gets more people to look into Chainsaw Man. That's what did it for me. So I'm just saying, like, they should have put more bank into that, and then season 2 maybe potentially had all these endings like this, right? So they can bring the cost down so that this doesn't look like a flop, because it wasn't necessarily a flop. It just didn't sell as much as it should have because of what they were looking for it. So that's why it's still technically a fail. Which is why I'm hoping with season 2, even with Rize, they bring the budget down and they be more cautious about how they go about animating this and what they decide to do for it. They don't need to go that hard. So I'm just hoping that's the case here. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Let me see. Fumiko is the one that released age level, so she probably has something to do. Something. Maybe. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe that could be why she can, like, pop up all of a sudden. Who knows? He might be running to distract the aging devil so Kuchita can recover and counterattack. Yeah, I doubt that. Again, he's still hurt. I don't see that happening. I don't see Kuchita doing anything right now anyways. Let me see soon. Don kind of doing what they thought Chainsaw Man would do. Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, again, Don, for as, I guess, simple as a story as it is, right? It does very well with its characters. Don is a very character-driven series, and if you like the characters, you're gonna love this series. Don is really freaking good. All right, like Ayase-san, freaking Okurun, they're great characters, and apparently side characters are also just as great, surprisingly enough. So it's quite interesting what this is, and the way that story is, it's more digestible for a wider audience. I have to admit too. I mean, the outlandish nature of freaking Okurun losing his dick to a goddamn turbo granny. Come on now. Like, we've seen some outlandish things in anime, but this was something that was, like, really out there. And it really, it takes you, like, out of, like, for a loop all of a sudden. You don't expect that. But that's a good thing. And I think that's part of the reason why it's a good driving force to keep the interest going with Dandadan. And it stays consistent that way. Whereas Chainsaw Man, like I said, it's very divisive in the beginning. It's not your typical shonen, unfortunately, and because of that, it's hard to really, like, gravitate and get into. And also, there's a lot more misunderstandings with all the characters, not just with Denji, but with all the characters in the show that can happen, as opposed to, like, with Don, again, that's what makes it. Sometimes simplicity works, and this is one of those situations where it's not like it's that hard to understand Ayase's character. It's not hard to understand Okurun's character or any other characters in the show, right? Whereas this has a lot more depth to it, which is not a bad thing, but come on now, you know how a fan base is. You know how people, when it comes to, like, actually trying to consume and then understand what they're consuming, it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. Foucault's, let me see what they do in terms of popularity. Hopefully they don't recap Rize in the second season right after. I really hope not. I mean, Demon Slayer did do that for their movie, so there is a chance. There is a chance. I mean, that next arc isn't, like, super long either, so I could see them doing that, actually. You will say the Chainsaw Man franchise, don't worry. I hope so, Lloyd. I hope so. Because I do believe in Chainsaw Man. And I do believe in the series of it being really good. And it has a lot of talking points. And it has a lot of, like, depth to the series. This is more depth than a shonen should have, if I'm being honest with you. There's so much interlacing and layers to the story that you don't realize until you really dive deeper into it. And I appreciate the deep dives. I appreciate being able to actually see on a deeper level with the series. But not everybody wants to see that. So we'll see. The characters are set up to be hated, and then you find out more about them. Exactly, right? But that's genius. People love to hate. So why not make everybody hate them and then boom, turn it around. Look at that. Now you have a stronger connection to the character because it already made you feel something, and now you're feeling something else for them. That's ingenious. That's such a smart idea, honestly. That's such a smart idea. You say, merchandise alone is going to save it. And you guys are really freaking banking on Rize right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, all right? With all that said and done, we're pretty much done here. I will be having a stream within about an hour or so over on twitch.tv/Thabreakmaster, as you all know. We're going to be playing a new game. I don't know what the game is yet, so I'm going to have some time to go figure that out. But the rating for this week's chapter of Chainsaw Man, I have to give it, if I'm being honest, It's only because not a lot happened in this chapter. This is not indicative to say that this is like a bad chapter or anything like that. But I also got to be realistic. I can't just give everything an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. That's kind of ridiculous, right? You can't do that. It's not fair. You want to be more accurate with how you rate things. So when you go back and look at it, that makes sense to why you rate it like that. From my scale, I go through 1 to 10. 5 literally being the middle of the baseline. That's what literal mid is. That's the midline. Not saying it's bad, but not saying it's great either. It's literally mid, right? So with that thought process, how I rate it, I put it where Deso just said, at a 6. This is a 6 out of 10 chapter. We could easily have done more, but he decided to not do more. And this is easily 100% just a transitional chapter. This is one of those chapters where it's like, we could have waited like the next week and just read them together at the same time, and this would have been more digestible because of it, right? So this is why I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not that great either. So that's where I'm thinking. I don't know where y'all would put it on the rating scale, but just want to give you guys an insight on how I kind of go about rating things. I just want y'all to understand, like, mid is not bad to have. Like, being mid is better than being trash. I'm just saying. But all right, make sure y'all like this goddamn stream. Helps out with the algorithm, build it pushes out to more people, and get more Chainsaw Man fans up in here so we can join in on the goddamn discussion. You already know. Also, subscribe to the goddamn channel if you haven't already subscribed, and leave your comments below and tell me what y'all think about this chapter. If there's anything I missed, if there's something that needs to be talked about, please tell me in the comments below. I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts are. Okay, I need to know. 6 or 7 for me. Okay, see. Okay, we're all on the kind of the same page a little bit here. I feel like we're on the same page a little bit here. All right, then. I'll see y'all guys in like another like hour or so for more, some more streams from me, the Breakmaster. All right. Also, before I forget, binging with Lee tomorrow. I'll be over. I guess on his channel. I don't know where he's doing it at exactly. I believe it's gonna be his YouTube channel. Not YouTube. It's Twitch channel. And if that's the case, I'll be over there on this stream. We're gonna be doing a bit of a podcast, and he's gonna be like asking me questions. I don't know exactly what the questions are, but I will be over there, and we're gonna have a good old discussion. So hopefully I see you guys over there as well. All right. There's a lot of pages for pure build up. Says JJK Reader. Exactly. All right. Until then, people. Break out.